So, did you happen to catch the Super Bowl last night? In between all the touchdowns and halftime shows, there was this one commercial from Ring. It was, this super sweet story about a lost puppy and how this whole neighborhood uses their Ring cameras to find it. And it was designed to pull at your heartstrings for sure. But for a lot of people, myself included, it also felt, well, really unsettling. So let's get into this because what that ad was really selling you wasn't a camera. It was selling you on the idea of a giant AI-powered surveillance network.
And yeah, that quote from a viewer online pretty much nails it, right? The feature is called Search Party, and the backlash online was immediate. And what's wild is that it came from everywhere, all across the political spectrum. You had conservatives calling it propaganda for mass surveillance, and at the same time, you had progressives warning that if they can do this for a dog, they can do this to anyone. The ad tried to unite everybody over a lost puppy, but it kind of ended up uniting people against the tech itself. So, let's break this down. The way the ad framed it was super simple. Find a lost puppy, be a hero, feel good. But the reality of what this technology is, well, it's something else entirely. It is an AI-powered neighborhood surveillance grid, and your role in this isn't just to be the neighborhood hero. It's to be a little node in a massive data collection network that Amazon gets to build completely for free, using the camera that you bought. And this gets to the real heart of the issue, this idea called function creep. Look, if you can train an AI to find a specific golden retriever across, say, a dozen different camera feeds, you can absolutely 100% train it to find a person wearing a blue jacket. That's not a technological hurdle. That is a policy choice. And what the ad also very conveniently forgot to mention is Ring's Familiar Faces program. It's a beta feature that already uses AI to learn and recognize specific human faces. So the jump from finding pets to finding people, it's not really a jump at all. The groundwork is already there.
Okay, so for a network like this to actually work, it needs, well, a network, right? And it turns out Amazon already built one. It's called Amazon Sidewalk. Now, most people have never even heard of this thing, but it's basically a shared neighborhood network that's created by your Echo, your Ring, and all your other Amazon devices. It just kind of skims a tiny piece of your internet bandwidth to create this huge low-power network that blankets the neighborhood. And here's the real kicker. It is enabled by default. You have to actively go in and turn it off.
Just let that numbers sink in for a second. According to Amazon's own data, the Sidewalk network that they've built on the backs of their customers' devices and internet plans, it already covers over 90% of the US population. So this isn't some future project they're thinking about building. No, it's already here. It's fully operational. And chances are, you're a part of it and you never even knew. So how does this whole thing work? Well, it's not using your main Wi-Fi connection. The best way to think about it is like it's using 3 different kinds of walkie-talkies. First, you've got Bluetooth, which is for really short-range stuff, like setting up a new device right next to another one. Then there's something called FSK, which is more like a neighborhood-wide chat room for all your smart devices to talk to each other. But the real powerhouse here is a thing called LoRa. It can send tiny little packets of information, like, say, a pet tracker's location, over half a mile away. It's this combination of the 3 that creates this seamless network that covers your entire neighborhood. And this is the most important point of all. You are paying for this entire operation. I mean, think about it. You bought the Ring doorbell. You pay the internet bill every single month. You pay for the electricity that keeps it all running 24/7. Amazon doesn't chip in a single dime for any of that. And what do they get in return for your investment? A free nationwide surveillance and data network. No compensation for you, no discount on your bill, not even a thank you card. So the next logical question is, where does all this video data actually go? Well, when you decide to share a video, maybe you're trying to help a neighbor who had a package stolen, you think you're just doing a nice thing. But what's really happening is that footage enters a system, and through a partnership with a company called Flock Safety, it can become accessible to over 6,000 police departments. And as Consumer Reports has pointed out, federal agencies like ICE have been able to get their hands on this data by going through local police. So your small neighborly act can directly feed into a massive nationwide surveillance system. And we have to remember, this isn't just some theoretical risk of what could happen. Ring has a track record here. Just this year, in 2024, they had to settle with the FTC because they were charged with letting their own employees and contractors access customers' private, personal videos. So when we talk about making these networks even bigger and more powerful, that context is absolutely crucial. Okay, so everything we've talked about up until now has been happening outside your home, on your doorstep, in your yard, across your neighborhood. But what if that surveillance could actually come inside? I mean, what if the very walls of your house weren't actually private anymore? And listen, this isn't science fiction. This is not some future tech from a movie. It is a commercially available technology that is deployed right now. The Wi-Fi router that you probably rent from your internet provider can, at this very moment, detect and track your movement inside your home. It can tell when you walk from the living room into the kitchen. And it does all of this without a single camera, just by analyzing how the Wi-Fi signals are bouncing around your house. The big internet providers are already rolling this out as a feature. Xfinity has a service called Wi-Fi Motion. Verizon Fios routers now ship with human presence detection built right in. An investigation from MIT Technology Review estimated that over 30 million homes in the US already have this capability just sitting there in the hardware they're renting. And with the sensitivity turned up, Xfinity's version can supposedly detect a movement as small as you just waving your hand.
And this is where it gets really, really concerning. According to reporting from Tom's Hardware, Comcast's own privacy policy explicitly states that they can hand over this data, your movement patterns inside your own home, to law enforcement with a subpoena. That means your daily routine, when you're home, when you leave, what rooms you spend time in, all of that intimate data could become evidence gathered by the same box that gives you access to the internet. So when you finally step back and put all of these pieces together, the picture it paints is, well, it's pretty staggering. Your router knows your home and can tell what room you're in. Your smart TV knows exactly what you're watching. Your Ring doorbell is watching your front door. The Amazon Sidewalk network is tracking devices as they move through your neighborhood. And on top of that, Flock safety cameras are logging every single car that drives down your street. It's this multi-layered, invisible web, and almost all of it is built on hardware that you paid for.
Now look, the point of all this isn't to tell you to go smash your router and throw away your Echo. It's really to ask a fundamental question. This technology offers us all this incredible convenience, right? But that convenience should not come at the cost of our consent. Systems like Sidewalk, like Wi-Fi Motion, they were turned on by default. The full picture was never really explained. And so the real question we have to ask ourselves is, in this mad dash to connect everything, are we even being asked for our permission anymore?